Do something. Big as it is. All right.
We stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Reverend Cato.
Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the wonderful weather you blessed us with and the rain. We pray, Father, tonight that you give us guidance and direction in all decisions that need to be made. Lord, give us clarity upon every situation we pray. Lord, we thank you for all that you do and have done for us. In Christ's name we pray today. Amen.
Amen. Ms. Lewis, could you give us a roll call, please?
Mills.
Here.
Paprick.
Here.
Gibson.
Here.
Fox. Allen.
Here.
Sherman.
Here.
Varner.
Here.
Simmons.
Here.
Everybody had a chance to look over the agenda? If so, I need a motion and a second to approve it.
Move to approve.
Second, Allen.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next up, we have approve or correct regular session minutes of August 4th, 2026. It's either approve or correct them. If they're fine, I need a motion and a second.
Move to approve.
Second, Simmons.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next up, we have the public hearing to hear comments and concerns regarding the 2026-2027 tax levy. At this time, I need a motion and a second to open the hearing.
I make a motion to open the hearing.
Second, Allen.
Ms. Lewis, could I have a roll call vote, please?
Fox. Allen.
Yes.
Sherman.
Yes.
Varner.
Yes.
Simmons.
Yes.
Mills.
Yes.
Paprick.
Yes.
Gibson.
Yes.
And of course, the purpose of this public hearing is to give the citizens the opportunity to be heard on the property tax rates proposed to be set by the City Council of the City of Marshall. A political subdivision, the tax rates shall be set to produce the revenues for the budget of the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2026, shows to be required from the property tax. Each tax is determined by dividing the amount of revenue required, the current assessed valuation. The results is multiplied by 100, so the tax rate will be expressed in cents per 100 valuation. The tax levy does not come from the state until later. It will probably be September or October, but we have to go ahead and set the tax levy now so we can utilize the figures from that for our budget, which we are in the process of working on. Is there any comments or concerns at this time? Thanks, Amy.
Yeah.
If there's none, I need a motion and a second to close the hearing.
I'll make a motion, we close the hearing, Your Honor.
Second, Sherman.
May I have a roll call vote, Ms. Lewis?
Allen.
Yes.
Sherman.
Yes.
Varner.
Yes.
Simmons.
Yes.
Mills.
Yes.
Paprick.
Yes.
Gibson.
Yes.
Fox.
Closed. Next up, we have committee reports. First up, we have Public Relations and Public Safety Committee. That's Council Members Gibson and Mills.
Yes, I have the Marshall Police Department report for the month of July. There was 293 traffic stops with 50 citations and 7 arrests. DWIs and other traffic, 11. Municipal court warrants were 27. Officer calls of service, 1,521. Officer answered an average of 49 calls a day in July. There was 91 police reports taken with an average of 2 reports per day with 34 arrests. The animal shelter numbers for July, 0 citations, 15 dogs picked up, 3 cats, 7 dogs returned to their owners, 2 dogs were adopted. And the excuse me, nuisance cases, there was 1 open nuisance case, 1 has been signed out, 8 closed nuisance cases, 2 summons issued to 2 people, 2 total tickets issued, 36 nuisance cases since the beginning of this year. That would be it.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson. Mr. Mills, do you have anything?
Nothing else.
Next up, we have Municipal Services and Personnel Committee. That's members Fox and Varner.
Well, right now, I want to do the airport fuel sales for 2026. Jet A July was 4,612.29. Year-to-date, it is 2,555,017. And that is it.
Thank you, Mr. Varner.
He knows.
Next up, we have Property Finance and Budget and Audit Committee. That's council members Pappert and Sherman.
The only meeting we've had since last time was with the courts department, and we discussed with them the possibility of doing some renovations over there. And we're almost to the end of the fiscal year, but we don't have a monthly report this month.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pappert. Ms. Sherman, do you have anything to add?
No report at this time, Your Honor.
Thank you. Next up, we have Community Development and Code Committee. That's council members Allen and Simmons.
For July, we had 7 building permits, 3 electrical permits, and 5 plumbing permits for a total of $258,871, and we collected $1,154 in fees. And that's all I got, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Simmons. Mr. Allen, do you have anything?
He nailed it.
Next up, we have City Administrator's Report. Mr. Kerman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple of project updates for you. To start, the mayor has directed municipal services to go ahead and place the 15-minute parking signs back in front of the post office for the on-street parking on Lafayette. This is something that's been discussed here in the past. I also spoke with the postmaster today. He has sent the request for the relocated mailbox to be set on the corner over here on the southeast side of City Hall. He sent it up the food chain. He indicated that it's kind of stalled there, and he was going to try to push things along. Obviously, we've offered to assist with installation as long as we have specifications from USPS on how exactly they'd like to see that mailbox set. On a couple of project updates, the airport lighting bids, you'll recall that the state agreed to kick in a pretty substantial amount of money to help cover the lighting along the airport runway. That's a somewhat specialized bid. It was put out to bid, it was properly advertised, and we received no bids. More than likely, that's because of the time of the year that it was bid. Our engineer did indicate that a couple of firms spoke with him in detail regarding the scope, but weren't sure if they were going to bid based on other jobs. So at this point, MoDOT Aviation assures us that the funding will remain in place, and we'll rebid this in the spring. On some of the stormwater projects around town, specifically the FEMA grant, which is the large project here along Eastwood Street. The original scope of work that was submitted to FEMA for that award was condensed into about 12 line items that were very, very broad. Moving from that point to 100% design means that there's about 60 line items now that are far more detailed. FEMA has been sort of struggling through all those individual line items. This is normal for the course of an application to go from a very broad scope to a very detailed scope. However, it is creating additional delays on the FEMA side, and we continue to request that they give us the extensions in 6-month intervals that are necessary for them to complete review. Once they've got that, we should be able to take that project out to bid, and that's going to impact everything else on that stream, including that storm box at La Paz, and of course, the EDA grant associated with the stormwater system on Boyd Street, which ties in directly to ConAgra. Now, one thing that's recently changed on that job is that our engineer, ESS, is now designing and going to oversee construction for the connection from ConAgra into our system. So it'll create some uniformity on both sides of the project there. The TAP grant, unrelated to stormwater, the TAP grant for Miami and College Street, that is, all the PS&E has been approved, and that is with the Highways and Transportation Commission, along with all the other applicants waiting for approval to bid. So they've had it for a couple of weeks. It sometimes takes them about 6 weeks to turn things around, so we're really anticipating a green light to bid that project any day now. The last thing I want to bring to your attention is the MoDOT right-of-way on Morrow Street as it goes through the Missouri Valley campus. I think everyone's aware of the terrible pedestrian wreck that occurred there recently. My records show that my office had been in contact with MoDOT since about 2022, 2023 on that particular project. I got involved really just to help kind of kick the tires because the college had been talking with MoDOT for a long time prior to that in an attempt to get them to authorize flashing pedestrian signals in their right-of-way there. If you notice when you go down that stretch of Morrow Street, the light poles are all set back about 15 or 20 foot from the street. The signage that is there is on square poles. Those are all indicators that that's MoDOT's right-of-way and that they've been actively enforcing that right-of-way. The project that we took on, I was really asking MoDOT to just forward specs, and the college was interested in building the actual crosswalk signals. However, I talked to a member of the Transportation Advisory Commission associated with the regional planning group today, and he told me that the effort to get MoDOT's attention on that, on the pedestrian crossing there, actually goes back about 8 years. So some years, beyond since my office has been working on it. The day of that wreck, the chief of police and the street superintendent were both in touch with MoDOT. We've been using our contacts on this project, and as a matter of fact, when we were talking to them about right-of-way in the city in the July 13th meeting, this particular area was brought up, and we talked to them about the speed limit issues associated with Morrow and Lincoln Street. So what I'm saying is that MoDOT is well aware, and there is a real resurgence of local interest following this tragedy in holding MoDOT's feet to the fire on this thing. The state prosecutor, Tim Thompson, has put together a work group that includes the college, my office, and our involved department heads, as well as a member of the TAC committee, and all the other interested parties, again, just to keep the pressure on MoDOT. The higher-ups at the MoDOT Kansas City district have heard from me, from the chief, from Randy. They've heard from our engineer. They've heard from the state prosecutor. They've heard from the college. They're getting a lot of attention, and we've just got to maintain that pressure in order to get them to work with us to realize some appropriate traffic signals over there. Now, one of the things that came up after this was what can the city do about the right-of-way that we do control in and around that campus? And what we would like to do is add some flashing signals on College Street by the nursing school there, where there is currently a couple of crosswalks. You'll see if you go through that area, the lighting is much better because of the placement of the streetlights being our right-of-way. But we do need signals there. There's a lot of utilities in the ground in that area. Randy's already called in locates and is talking to the utility about what an installation might look like over there. And we're going to start pulling pricing together and then talk with the college about partnering on those signals. However, before we get to any additional signals on our right-of-way or MoDOT's right-of-way or any potential traffic calming techniques that can be built in or adopted down the line, the very first thing that needs to happen is that speed limit needs to change. That can absolutely be designated under our current code as a school zone and reduced to 15 miles per hour. Now, the staff has got the power with the input of the street superintendent and the chief of police to make that change. However, we typically bring these things to your attention. So I wanted to notify you that we plan to move forward with the reduction in speed limit. It'll primarily impact College Street because, again, we don't control the right-of-way on Morrow. So until MoDOT comes to the table and agrees to reduce the speed limit on Morrow, we're really going to use this to put pressure on them as an outlier on that campus, having a speed limit that's double 15 miles an hour. So we do plan to move forward on that. If you've got any comments or concerns, I'm happy to discuss those now, or you can contact me after the meeting. But the college is on board. This is a change that probably needed to be made for some time, and I think now's the time to go ahead and pursue this. The additional step that I've taken as well, post-incident, we've got a set of street standards in draft form that have been circulating between the city staff and our engineers at Lamp Reinerson. And while they refer to what's called the AASHTO manual for pedestrian safety, which is kind of the federal standard for crosswalks and things like that, I've asked the engineers to build some additional traffic calming references into our street standards, so that in the future, anytime we're considering crosswalks, and certainly anytime anyone's building new facilities that incorporate crosswalks, we want there to be a discussion and some review about potential traffic calming techniques. If you've been on major college campuses around Missouri, you've probably seen that as you approach those student corridors where those crosswalks are, you often find that there's islands that appear in the road, and it narrows the road, and it has the effect of slowing the traffic down. You'll also sometimes see where they incorporate jogs into the road to physically force traffic to slow down as they approach those intersections. And those are all traffic calming techniques that work in conjunction with the flashing lights and the warning signals and things like that. So the city's going to continue to take every step that we can in terms of advocating for MoDOT's attention and diligence on their right-of-way through the university campus. But we're also going to take whatever measures we can take on the roads that we control in and around that campus to ensure safety of the students and pedestrians in that area. So I'm happy to answer any questions anybody has.
I just have one. Are we responsible for the painting of the crosswalks there at Missouri Valley College?
For the,
You know how they do it, the school systems? How they paint the white
yeah.
lines?
No,
Are we so who's responsible
on
for
Morrow
that?
Street,
Is that
that would be the state,
MoDOT?
yeah. On Morrow, that's all their right of way, so they've got total control over that,
Okay.
And while our code does give us the right to reduce speed limits and things like that, it specifically exempts state right of way. So we're just gonna have to continue to put pressure on them and use our contacts and really use all the stakeholders in the community to signal to MoDOT that we want some additional attention out there. One of the things I asked our engineer to do as well is to signal to the district engineer, who's a colleague of his, that we're very interested in some additional projects on Morrow Street, so that while we may need to do speed reduction and signals today, there's other things that can be done. Morrow is very flat and straight, and it lends itself to high speed. That would be a great candidate for some federal funding, specifically to mitigate pedestrian and traffic conflicts. I would rather not have to throw our hat in the ring with every other municipality in the state to try to compete for that funding. But I do think that with the inclusion of Curtis Gregory in this work group that the state prosecutors put together, perhaps we could even seek out a federal earmark, not unlike Councilman Cleaver did for us a number of years ago. We partnered with the college successfully on that $1 million earmark, and that helped build the nursing facility. So I do think Morrow Street would be a great candidate for another federal project of that scope. But the first step in this entire process is for us to assert control over the speed limits on our right-of-way, and then keep the pressure up on MoDOT.
I just have one more question. So in front of Beaker Middle School, was the city involved, or did the city put those pedestrian signs, the flashing signs
Those
up
are
right
ours,
there?
yeah.
Those are, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's no way for us to put those up on Morrow.
I'm sorry?
There's no way for us to put flashing thing. The state has to be the one that puts
Yes.
the flashing.
Yes, we, during those, some of those initial conversations back in 2023, we talked about what role the city could play, other than just kind of being the liaison between MoDOT and the college. And at that point, MoDOT was asserting its control of its right-of-way, and they were not going to permit us to go in and install those.
Really?
So we're just, again, we've got a long record of communication and advocacy on that particular location, and we just need to keep the pressure on MoDOT to make sure that we get some results out there that we'd like.
Does this also include adding any signs leading up to the crosswalks, like pedestrians ahead, or, crosswalk ahead, or anything that could potentially get someone's attention to, like how we have trucks entering, off, like, I think it's 20 Highway,
Yeah.
but, so thinking if we have that warning people trucks can enter, do we have anything, is that anything we can do, or is that still, it's still just MoDOT and we can't?
No, certainly
do
in the MoDOT right away, it's gonna be up to the state to do that, and they're going to default to those ASHTO guidelines for the placement of signage and for how close it is. We've got a little more flexibility, although we largely adhere to those same guidelines. We've got a little more flexibility on like College Street, for example, in terms of how do we want to sort of prepare drivers for the fact that they're entering a high pedestrian use area. And there's a number of ways you can do that. And again, some of these things are built environment, like signage, curbing, narrowing the road, things like that, that alert a driver. And again, if you drive through any of the major college campuses around the state, you'll see these things, everything from rumble strips and bumps to curbing and signage and lighting. But I think the first step is going to be just to get MoDOT to give us some attention and permit the work that needs to be done, and then let the college kind of drive what those first steps look like. And then again, I think long-term, we need to talk about what else can be done in the built environment, especially on that Morrow corridor, to kind of prepare drivers that are coming off of Lincoln, coming off of Odell, that they're in a pedestrian corridor now.
So, this might be just off the subject. So, the accident that happened, is MoDOT at fault on this?
I don't know.
Is the college on board with trying to make a change?
Yes,
to this?
the college, I've been working with the college, like I said, since roughly 2022, when they asked for some help dealing with MoDOT, and I think they've been advocating for this for a long time. So, yeah, they're very much on board, and like I said, the chief and Randy, our street superintendent, have both talked to the college, and they definitely would like to see the speed limit reductions as a first step. So,
How far of a stretch on College are we gonna reduce the speed?
it would be just on those areas inside the campus, on or around. If they find areas that extend outside the campus where there's active crosswalks, and we'll have to explore those separately. Right now, we're looking at just those that are approaching crosswalks inside the campus. So that would be the east-west streets like College, but then also some of those north and south connector streets. We want to make sure that the speed limit is reduced on those as well, where appropriate. So the Randy and Chief will be able to kind of make that determination on a street-by-street basis. But our goal is to have the entire campus at a reduced speed limit.
When you mention keeping the pressure on MoDOT, is there anything that citizens can do, or, excuse me, people on campus, or anything else that you can recommend that people do to help with the pressure? Is there anything like that that would
Well,
help keep that?
I think the time's going to come where we are going to need to represent that there's community buy-in in any kind of a project, especially if we're trying to capture any federal funds for major improvements. And at that point, yeah, something along the lines of a resolution or a letter. And those, I think some of those items will probably emerge from the work group and the efforts of, again, our state prosecutor and our state senator and the college president. And we'll kind of look to them to tell us what they need in terms of support.
The very next day, so 24 hours later, I followed a vehicle that ran right through the crosswalk. Students ran back off, and they, of course, were out in the middle. So it was like almost 24 hours to the minute that the accident happened, and a red car went right on through as if not even looking. So it's desperately needed, for the MoDOT end of things. I did hear this morning, like Sedalia, I know they just received grants for their crosswalks near their schools, so hopefully there will be something out there to help and assist with the college end of things for the city end. So
Agreed.
that may be helpful.
All right, thank you.
Anybody else got any more questions for Mr. Kerman?
Just a different subject, any updates on Ridgecrest?
Oh, yes, on Ridgecrest there, well, as you heard last time, there was some cleanup in the yard. Additional tickets have been issued for the windows and some of those issues, the broken windows. And I'm not sure when the court date is coming up for that, but he's also going to have those fixed before he gets into court. Do you have any more information?
I don't think he has a court date yet,
Oh, yeah, okay,
but I've spoken with him as well,
okay,
so.
okay. So, yeah, that
Has he
remains an
actually gone to
ongoing.
court yet?
I'm sorry?
Has he, the owner, has he come to our court?
Physically?
Multiple
Oh,
times.
Oh,
He's appeared by WebEx, which all
Ah.
defendants are allowed to do if they are, either have a health issue or are out of town or et cetera, but, so by WebEx counts, as a regular court appearance, so that yes, he has been multiple times.
Do we know, along that same topic, I think one of the homeowners near that property that we're talking about had mentioned the fire department was possibly an option for issuing any type of citations, or maybe because of the condition of things. Do we know if that's anything that's being followed up on,
Yeah,
or anything we can know about?
The
or-
fire code definitely can factor in, but it's not a magic bullet in terms of like condemning the property, which I know that they're interested in doing. However, when the time comes to start building a case on the interior, certainly, all of those items that would be included, I think that the neighbors were talking about the accumulation of junk and debris, the compromised structure, people breaking in and possibly starting fire, all of those things are definitely factored into the city's overall judgment of that, and ultimately, if there's a finding of condemnation, that's all going to be part of the report. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
JD, just to make it kind of clear, this is not the only property that we're focusing on. We
No
have,
means.
I mean, we have several properties that's along the same line that we're dealing with this, so just, not just Ridgecrest.
Correct.
You good, Mr. Allen?
I'm good. Thanks for checking in.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kerman.
Thank you.
Next up is my little report. JD stole my thunder, because we did talk about the post office and the mailbox getting that put back up and the signs going back up. One thing that I do want to mention is I had conversations with Chief over some issues regarding cars parked the wrong way, cars parked on sidewalks, and also just kind of a game plan. School's getting ready to return. So I was kind of asking him about how they're going to patrol school zones, and hopefully we'll get the little speed limit mobile sign back out so people can check their speedometer if they're flying through a school zone. Other thing that I did, I met with Randy. We actually walked up and down Miami Street, and that was in between College and Vest. Miami Street is in pretty bad shape, right up against the curb and gutter. There was some holes that were blowed out, and Randy, thank you for getting over there and just doing a temporary patch, but I know that's something that we're gonna have to talk about here for too long. It's in pretty desperate, needs some repairs. Also, I met with several homeowners here over the last couple of weeks over some issues, and I'll be doing a follow-up with them. One thing I did want to mention is that we have not forgot about the left turn signal on College. If you're heading down College, right there at College in Miami, and if you're going to turn to the west, that's something that JD's still working on, and Randy, I think you're working on that too. Hopefully we can get that resolved and get that left turn signal put back in there. And lastly, I just want to thank Amy and the committee, Ms. Sherman and Mr. Patrick for their hard work. And JD and of course Anna Maria working on the budget and the wish list. Of course, I wish we had a whole bunch of money, and I know it's going to be kind of tough. We can't grant everything. So they're working real hard on that, and I appreciate all y'all's hard work on that. One last thing, I did ask Mr. Pappert and Ms. Sherman to work on putting together a summary. Everybody thinks the city's got all this money and we can just spend it here and we spend it there. One thing that I did ask them to do at the end of the fiscal year is to put together where all of our revenue comes from, how it's spent, how it's divided, and where it's going. Hopefully that'll answer a whole bunch of questions, and then you'll see that we don't have a bunch of money. But will be happening a little bit closer to the end of the fiscal year. Other than that, I think that's all I really have.
Mr. May, the Miami Street, is that on our 3-year plan?
Well, it is, but
Like which year?
Randy, you want to speak on that?
2000.
Or, my plans are, or our plans, I think all of us need to just get together and, go out and really look and see what's gonna have to happen next year or the coming years on some of these streets, because like Randy had said, I don't know how much longer Miami Street can actually hold up right off of College, and the way Randy had talked, and when you get out and you walk that thing and look at it, if you take a straight line and tie it on one side of the curb and go to the other side, it's like humped way up in the middle, and it's in desperate repair, so hopefully we can not only look at it and come up with a good game plan on what we need to address here before too long.
So I mean, in the next couple of years. Those streets that they did, those are nice, like Yerby and stuff, those are Morrow, that's nice. That, I don't, Morrow and Benton, I'm guessing there's 10 east-west cars for every 1 north-south car. I'm just gonna suggest that we do a traffic study and see about reversing those stop signs.
That's something we can look at. Okay. One other thing that I did want to mention, computer. And I don't know, this was from Region F. Mr. Varner, you kind of forgot that.
Sorry about that, buddy.
It was about the Saline County Household Hazardous Waste Drop-Off Facility at 26523, 245th Road in Marshall. That is the fourth Wednesday of each month. That is 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. by appointment only. And if you have these items, that they will accept the drop-off, that's oil-based paints, solvents, pesticides, pet sprays, dips, rat, mouse poison, varnish, swimming pool chemicals, drain openers, insecticide, bleach, and glue. No latex paint or gasoline. And you can call the phone number at 660-886-3945 to schedule an appointment. And that was thanks to the following support. This project, that's Missouri Department of Natural Resources and Region F Solid Waste Management District. And that's all I have on that part of it. Next up, we'll go to business from the audience. That's limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Any person, resident or non-resident, wishing to address the council may approach the microphone and state their name and comments at this time. If there's anybody that would like to speak, the time is now. Mr. Cato.
Cliff Cato, just a question. We were talking about the college, and I know now a university, and it's going to continue to expand. Is a crosswalk bridge something with Course Lab to be able to help to do something bigger and permanent? Because you get football on the weekends. It's not just the Monday through Friday. I don't know. You know what I mean? Is there something of that magnitude that could be done to help with the flow back and forth if whoever would need to be on board with that? I don't know.
I don't think anything is off the table yet. I just think those are some of the questions and comments that we're gonna have to put pressure on them and see about maybe getting something done. Thank you, Mr. Cato. Anybody else like to speak at this time? you're shy tonight. It's okay. All right, next up, we have appointments. And that is for Marshall Tourism Commission. And I'd like to submit the following appointments for your consideration. And that is Chris Lunsford. That's a new appointment. Her term would expire June 2029. And Mr. Harlow to be reappointed, and his term would expire June 2029. And if everybody's good with that, I need a motion and a second to approve that.
Make a motion we approve, Your Honor.
Second, Varner.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Welcome back.
Speech.
Next up, we have the library board appointment. And that one is, I would like to submit the following appointment for your consideration for the library board. Oh, Jesus, that is Brooke.
Lindsay.
Lindsay Barr.
Thank you. That is a reappointment, and a term expires July 2029. And then also reappoint Ms. Sarah Otto, and her term would expire July 2029 also. If everybody's good with that, I need a motion and a second.
I move to approve.
I second Sherman.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Moving on, we're down to the ordinances. Ms. Lewis, could you give the second reading by title only, please?
An ordinance authorizing and directing the mayor of the city of Marshall, Missouri to execute a contract between the city of Marshall, the Board of Public Works, and Burns and McDonnell.
And this is the second reading. Everybody's okay with that? I need a motion and a second to approve.
Motion to approve, Allen.
Second, Patrick?
Ms. Lewis, could I have a roll call vote, please?
Sherman,
Yes.
Varner,
Yes.
Simmons.
Yes.
Mills,
Yes.
Paprick,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Fox, Allen.
Yes.
Ms. Lewis, could you read the second ordinance by title only, please?
An ordinance authorizing the release of certain restrictive covenants and reversionary interest affecting property located at 868 South Brunswick Avenue, approving a covenant release agreement, authorizing the mayor to execute all necessary documents, and finding that the release serves a public purpose.
And if everybody's good with the second reading, I need a motion and a second to approve that.
I make a motion we approve that, Your Honor.
Second, Gibson.
Go ahead, sorry. Just to make sure, nobody's had any negative feedback between the first reading and tonight? Okay, perfect.
Second, Gibson.
Sorry.
All right. Could I have a roll call vote, please?
Varner,
Yes.
Simmons.
Yes.
Mills,
Yes.
Paprick,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Fox, Allen,
Yes.
Sherman.
Yes.
Ms. Lewis, could you give ordinance number 3, the second reading by title only, please?
An ordinance of the city of Marshall, Missouri, providing for the registration, regulation, and enforcement of abandoned or vacant properties, repealing ordinance number 8605, and for related purposes.
Everybody's good with that? I need a motion and a second to approve the second reading.
Move to approve.
Second Sherman.
Ms. Lewis, could I have a roll call vote, please?
Simmons.
Yes.
Mills.
Yes.
Paprick.
Yes.
Gibson.
Yes.
Fox. Allen.
Yes.
Sherman.
Yes.
Varner.
Yes.
Ordinance number 4. Ms. Lewis, could you give the first reading by title only, please?
An ordinance repealing and replacing ordinance number 8941, authorizing the sale of certain real property owned by the city of Marshall, Missouri to Osage Equities Incorporated or its permitted assignee, approving a revised real estate purchase agreement, authorizing the mayor to execute all necessary documents, and providing for an effective date.
Mr. Kerman, do you want to speak on that real fast?
Yes, there's no other changes to our contract. The issue here is Glenwood Equities, who we've been dealing with for a number of years on this Eastwood site. Sometime around the beginning of the summer, possibly as recently as June, had a partner pass away. And they reorganized, and they are now Osage Equities. This did not make any difference regarding our submittal to Dollar General. That happened last week. But the developer does tell me that it matters to them to have the proper LLC on there. Because this is more than just a spelling error or something on the ordinance, we felt like the cleanest thing to do was just to bring it back and let you pass an ordinance with the correct company name on it. Same players, same terms.
So does this go back within the 90 days too?
Yeah, it doesn't set us back on that. That 90-day window started to run, I want to say Tuesday or Wednesday of last week. Yeah.
Good. Everybody good? Everybody's good. I need a motion and a second to take that to a second reading.
Make
Make
a
a
motion.
I make a motion to approve.
Second, Simmons.
Ms. Lewis, may I have a roll call, please?
Mills,
Yes.
Paprick,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Fox, Allen,
Yes.
Sherman,
Yes.
Varner,
Yes.
Simmons.
Yes.
Ms. Lewis, could you give me the second reading by title only?
An ordinance repealing and replacing ordinance number 8941, authorizing the sale of certain real property owned by the city of Marshall, Missouri to Osage Equities Incorporated or its permitted assignee, approving a revised real estate purchase agreement, authorizing the mayor to execute all necessary documents, and providing for an effective date.
We're good with that. I need a motion and a second to approve.
I move to approve.
Second, Sherman?
May I have a roll call vote, please?
Paprick,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Fox, Allen,
Yes.
Sherman,
Yes.
Varner,
Yes.
Simmons.
Yes.
Mills.
Yes.
Ms. Lewis, could you give ordinance number 5, the first reading by title only, please?
An ordinance providing for the levying of taxes on all taxable property subject to taxation in the city of Marshall, Missouri for the year 2026.
Everybody's good with that. I need a motion and a second to take that to a second reading.
I move to take it to a second reading.
Second, Allen.
May I have a roll call vote, please?
Gibson,
Yes.
Fox, Allen,
Yes.
Sherman,
Yes.
Varner,
Yes.
Simmons.
Yes.
Mills,
Yes.
Paprick.
Yes.
Ms. Lewis, could you give the second reading by title only, please?
An ordinance providing for the levying of taxes on all taxable property subject to taxation in the city of Marshall, Missouri for the year 2026.
I need a motion and a second to approve.
Move to approve. Second.
Ms. Lewis, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Fox, Allen,
Yes.
Sherman,
Yes.
Varner,
Yes.
Simmons.
Yes.
Mills,
Yes.
Paprick,
Yes.
Gibson.
Yes.
Next up, we have appropriation. Ms. Lewis, could you give the first reading by title only, please?
An ordinance making the appropriation for the payment of accounts out of the different city funds.
I need a motion and a second to take that to a second reading.
Make a motion, we take it to second reading, Your Honor. Simmons?
Second.
May I have a roll call vote, please?
Allen,
Yes.
Sherman,
Yes.
Varner,
Yes.
Simmons.
Yes.
Mills,
Yes.
Paprick,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Fox.
Ms. Lewis, could you give the second reading by title only, please?
An ordinance making the appropriation for the payment of accounts out of the different city funds.
I need a motion and a second to approve.
Move to approve.
Second, Allen.
May I have a roll call vote, please?
Sherman,
Yes.
Varner,
Yes.
Simmons.
Yes.
Mills,
Yes.
Paprick,
Yes.
Gibson,
Yes.
Fox, Allen.
Yes.
All right, council members, is there any other council business that we need to discuss at this time?
We need to talk about the committees. I know Mr. Allen wanted off from the code committee, and Mr. Gibson wanted on the code committee.
Snitch.
I didn't know if we could kind of make a recommendation to get this
A
changed.
trade?
or-
A mid-season trade? How about it?
Were you really?
It is told on you.
It don't work.
Well, your schedule doesn't allow.
I don't like Harold.
That's all you had to say.
That's what it's about.
Please note that.
It's in the minutes.
I guess we can, I mean, we don't have to do it here. Can y'all just like meet up with me tomorrow? We'll talk about it and we'll see what we can do. Is that legit, Ms. Lewis?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Your schedule doesn't
Did
allow it.
you put them up to that?
I did. I'm flabbergasted.
Hopefully, there's no other council business that we need to talk about right now. Is there any
My
other?
feelings.
You just stole your thunder right there.
Just my feelings.
If none, then we will adjourn. I need a motion and a second.
I move to adjourn.
Second, Gibson.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.